So, I'm not one to be a content creator, so to speak. I'm not like some of my other friends deep in the TTRPG world of TTRPG content creation and TikTok. But I just I'm basically promising myself to document this journey as it happens in real time, so we're gonna do this. I am going to be giving my quick recaps, even though these are probably going to be 20 minutes. These are going to be rambles of Critical Role's Campaign 4. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. To give my credentials, so to speak, I have been a fan of Critical Role. I jumped in Season 2, went back to watch Season 1. I stopped around towards the last third of Campaign 2, only because life got busier for me. I really didn't find the time, or because life had different plans for me. I kind of kept up with Campaign 3 by talking with other friends, watching recaps, other content creators talk about it, and I was just like, well, I'm still a fan, but a lot has changed. Now, I will say this. Now that we're kind of hitting a reset button with Campaign 4, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to keep up because it's fresh, it's new, and we're going to see how that all goes down, right? So, I guess this is going to be a daily vlog kind of situation. It's not going to be professionally edited, all that good stuff. I'm just going to give my raw, unfiltered thoughts as I finish the episode. So, I am going to be a YouTube recap person. I'm going to be watching the YouTube video that uploads on Mondays because I'm going to be listening and watching over the weekend and then give my recap after all of that. So this is the first chapter, if you want to call it, where, you know, your boy here is going to be talking about episode 1 of Campaign 4 Critical Role, titled The Fall of Thjazi Fang. So really quickly, to get you all up to speed about this, Campaign 4 is making a bunch of different changes. One big shift is the fact that this is fresh new world, which means you don't gotta watch the other 3 campaigns to know what's going on. We are also getting a new dungeon master, game master, whatever you want to call it. Matthew Mercer is now a player in this whole thing, and stepping into the DM role is Brennan Lee Mulligan of Dimension 20 fame. And the craziest thing is that this is going to be a West Marches style campaign with 13 main characters. You heard me right, 13. It's kind of wild, and I'm kind of here for you guys. Oh, I'm not going to waste no time. Y'all can read this information on the internet. They've been leading into this since the premiere happened like 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm just going to give into my raw, unfiltered, unedited thoughts. So let's get this started. So let's talk about the story of this, right? This first episode. Episode 1 opens up with a major event. The war hero turned revolutionary Thjazi Fang is marked for execution in the city of Dol Makjar. I'm probably going to be mispronouncing a lot of names, so please bear with me, y'all. But Thjazi's life and reputation was drawn together by friends, family, enemies. People from across his past converge for what appears to be a funeral and a memorial, and that's kind of like the main setting of this whole entire episode. After the execution, we get all these character introductions, everyone interacting at this wake, if you want to call it. We got everybody involved. It's a lot of introductory to characters, setting up relationship, personalities, and I love me some good character building, y'all. It's so good. But the important thing here is that not only are we getting these character interactions in this wake, y'all, but while this is all going on, we get introduced to a mysterious artifact called the Stone of Night Song. And in episode 1, we learned that it was created by the goddess Selendri in very old times to assist her immortal elven children, I think it is. That its theft or misuse seems intertwined with, you know, the Thjazi's death or whatever, so it's kind of getting crazy. So, by the end of the episode, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, there are a couple questions I have with all of this, right? First and foremost, how did Thjazi get executed despite being a hero and having allies trying to save him? What exactly is the Stone of Night Song? Like, who has it? Why is it valuable? And honestly, these questions are driving the narrative forward after watching the first episode, so I'm kind of here for it. One thing I also really love is the fact that we also see certain threads of politics, revolution, power struggles. The world of Aramán is described as existing in in the shadow of revolution, with gods long gone and the 7 lords of creation cut down 70 years ago. And so, in this first episode alone, you get an instant catalyst, which is, Thjazi's death, mysterious artifact, multiple characters drawn together, and the story jumps into gear early instead of slow world building. So, now I'm going to get into my personal opinions and perspective, and so here are some of my thoughts and highlights from episode 1, right? So first of all, this is such an ambitious scale. Merging 13 players and in a sprawling world in episode 1 is a huge ask, and from my personal perspective, it feels like it pulled off the chaos in a good way. There's a strong narrative hook with the execution and the artifact, which give immediate stakes in the story. You're not waiting for the story to start. You are immediately in the story. I have never been in a West Marches style of campaign, but I love that West style marches basically means you can offer multiple viewpoints, independent groups, more flexibility, which could keep things, in my opinion, dynamic and unpredictable. And while it did take some getting used to everybody moving on and off the table, I kind of like getting all these different perspectives within the same area. Now, as the campaign goes forward after episode 1, these were my thoughts when, going forward and what I'm going to be paying attention to. The first one being, obviously, is character clarity. With so many players, each character kind of needs enough of a moment to stand out. Episode 1 gave us a lot of faces, and so the risk is some feel underdefined after this episode, but that's okay because the first couple of episodes are probably going to set things up, and I'm kind of here for it. I'm loving all the characters so far. I am so excited to learn more about these and characters, and I'm having a good time with it so far. The second thing I'm going to be looking out for is the pacing of this artifact. We know, and I'm intrigued already, I want to know more about the Stone of Night Song, but no one fully knows its power or who holds it, and hopefully they'll need, I trust Brennan from his experience, but I'm going to need a payoff, or it's going to feel like it's just been a dangling tease. But again, we're just starting out, but these are the things that go into my mind. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to, or seeing how it works out, is how we're going to split these groups, because we've been told that there are going to be 3 groups, 3 factions that we're going to be focusing on. The revolutionaries, the rebels, the seekers, and schemers. So I don't know who's going to be who yet. Again, I'm only on episode 1, but I'm excited to see where that goes. Oh, just a quick sidebar. Going back to that last point, if they can sustain the focus with all these characters and the group's factions, honestly, I think, narratively speaking, Campaign 4 could be the strongest one of the history of this show. I'm just putting it out there. That's just me, the writer and me. Y'all can figure out that one. So here's now where I get into my personal feelings, right? There's such an epic vibe. We're talking politics, revolution, ancient gods are dead, artifacts, huge world changes. It feels like more than a dungeon crawl and single party quest is what I'm used to with D&D. And I love that the tone of this story already, it feels so much more grander. I love the visuals, the stakes, even the setup with the funeral, the politics, the artifact. It feels more cinematic, and I can definitely vibe with that. I definitely felt more energized by the choice to drop us in the funeral for a hero. It's somber, it's mysterious, it's not your typical tavern meet. It's distinguish it instantly. One thing I do hope for is that I hope they allow emotional beats to breathe. With so many characters, you risk the blur of names and moments. I love to see strong moments for each player character, but all in all, if you're a fan of deep lore, multi-threaded story, character interplay across the world, episode 1 kind of nails the opening salvo, if you will. So, if you prefer simpler structure, you may need to lean in to keep track. Honestly, my rating for this episode, I'm going to give high marks. I'm in, and my hype meter is full. And, I'm filming this right after I tuned into episode 1, watched it on YouTube, and now I'm about to jump into episode 2 here in a little bit. At the time of this recording, I've only watched episode 1, so going forward, here are the key questions that I am hoping to get answers to. Who truly holds the Stone of Night Song, and what power does it yield? What exactly were the circumstances of Thjazi Fang's death? Was it betrayal, mishap, divine interference? How will the 3 rotating parties diverge and eventually converge in Aramán's world? What is the role of the gods in this world within God? Who steps in? What fills the power vacuum? Which character arcs are going to stand out, become the emotional anchor for the campaign? I'm excited if the show maintains its level of storytelling, it evolves into something more deeper, more ambitious. I'm excited for episode 2, so I'm gonna watch that, y'all, so stay tuned because I'm about to record that after I'm done.